Hey, how's it going? I'm going to set up a Dawless jam today, but first we're going to get some ideas that I've recorded on this cassette recorder, and we're going to use that in a sampler, and we'll use that as the basis for the Dawless jam. Let's plug this in. That's the first loop. There's the second one. Let's just wait till a good take actually comes. Maybe that one. These are the samples that I've recorded from the cassette. I'm going to pitch shift these up an octave before going into the sampler. This both changes the color of the sample and also saves it on storage. Let's throw these into the Syntakt now. This is a super easy process. Let's look at the gear. First of all, the Syntakt. This has recently become a sampler, so this will be holding that guitar sample. It's been one of my favorite drum machines for a while. I haven't heard overly great reviews or people talking about it online, but I think it's amazing, especially for drums on these analog tracks. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of gear. Next up is the Boss BX60 mixer. This is a horrible sounding mixer. Truly just trash. And it gives you something that no other mixer can give you. I got this for $50 on Facebook Marketplace. After owning the BX4, really wanted something with more channels and an effects send. This Boss mixer, I think, is from about 1985. Correct me if I'm wrong. And next piece of gear I'm going to use today is the Yamaha EMP100 effects processor. This is from the 90s. This has got some cool phases, some cool reverbs, delays. It's full of so many presets. I also picked this up for about $50 on Marketplace. A guy around the corner was selling it. Yamaha is an underrated brand. This has got lots of crazy effects. And then we've also got the Boss DR.550 Mark II. This is a quirky little drum machine. I also have some samples of this drum machine online, and I'll put a link in the description. I almost used this out of irony. I can remember growing up, drum machines like this were not cool. Retrospectively, they're quite interesting. So of course, that will be taking care of drums. This is the Arturia Micro Freak. Gets a lot of hype online. Honestly, I find it kind of painful sometimes. It sounds very digital. This paired with something like the Boss BX mixer is really good. This is going to add some analog flavor. This gets a lot of use in my studio because it's kind of small and it's really versatile. And more often than not, that's just what I need. So I don't absolutely love it and I don't hate it, but it just gets a lot of use. And the final piece is the Boss delay machine, the DM101. Probably the nicest sounding delay you'll ever hear. This is an all analog delay. A lot of people online complain that there's no stereo input, so it's not true stereo. It's got a mono input, and a stereo output. This sounds so nice. One of the nicest pedals that I've ever heard. And finally, I'm going to use this MIDI Solutions Quadra through. Basically, 1 in, 4 out. Yeah, it does the job. I've never had an issue with this. That's all the gear I'm going to be using today. It's about to get really messy with cables. Let's jump ahead to it all being patched in. The Syntakt is the brains of the operation. Via MIDI, it will control the DR550 and the Micro Freak. It's also going to be taking care of bass and the guitar loop. As always, I'm going to do my best to set things up to fit my usual workflow on the Syntakt. So let's get into that. So all my drums will be coming from the DR550. I'll make track 9 the kick. So track 9 is kick. MIDI channel 10. And basically we set up our trigger. So track 10 will be snare. Turn it up a bit. Make track 11 the hi-hat. Take that, copy, paste. So I've just taken the MIDI settings from that to that. Now all I have to do is go to track 11, change the trigger. So it is actually the hi-hat. So track 12 will then be ride. We're going to go high tom, and track 2 will be medium tom, sorry. And track 3, low tom. And track 4 will be crash. Kick, snare, hat, ride, high tom, low tom, high tom, medium tom, low tom, crash. Then I'm going to set this up to be a bass. I'm going to use the sampler. This twin shot sample machine is so good for bass because you can have the bass note on the second one or the first one. Then you can layer it with a note up the octave. So it's going to cut through your mix really nice, but also give you the bass. So we'll do something like that. And then track 6 is going to be the guitar loop. There you go. And then track 8 is going to control the micro freak. There you have it. That's the MIDI setup and the sequencer setup. Let's move over to the mixer. So rather than try to create my stereo image in the Syntakt and the DR.550, I'm going to use the left and right outputs, more like outputs 1 and 2, or like different groups of instruments. The mixer and the effect sends will create the stereo image. So here's what I mean. This kick coming from the DR.550 will be panned all the way to the left. So it's coming out of the left channel here and going into 1. I'm also going to put the hat on there. And the ride. And while I'm here, I'm going to change the sound of the kick and the snare. But we'll change the sound of the ride. That's nice. Now for the snare, we'll pan that all the way to the right, as well as the toms. So as I turn down channel 2, I'm going to hear nothing, and the crash as well. So, and then turn. Okay. And the reason that I've put those ones on channel 2 is because I want to be able to do reverb throws on the snare, and the snare most of the time is going to be the only thing on channel 2 because we don't use toms throughout the song too much without affecting the kick and the hi-hats or the ride. Okay, what's next? So the left channel here is coming into channel 3 on the BX60, the Boss mixer. I want my bass to be on channel 3. Yep. And now I can't hear it. That's simple. Now I want the guitar to be on the right channel. That's coming into channel 4 here. And it goes away. Cool. Too easy. The Micro Freak going into the Boss DM101, the nicest sounding delay you've ever heard, is going into these two channels here. And that's just basically going to give us the stereo image. That's a bit more simple. All right, I'm going to go away and create something with this layout. Then we're going to come back and we're going to dial in the mix. So see how this is really affecting the sound and play with these knobs essentially. Okay, here we are. Let's start with 0 from this. Nothing's coming through. The workflow of this is going to be find the saturation level that we like. This gain knob, it will get it dirty and muddy and horrible sounding. Then we're going to adjust it with the volume down here. Then we'll figure out what we want the effects on, and then we'll figure out our panning. We're going to pick a priority instrument, and that is going to be the Micro Freak and the Boss DM101, as well as the guitar. So we'll build the mix around that. Let's go all the way saturated. So that sounds crazy. That's cool. It's too much though. All right, let's bring this guitar loop in. That's decent. Let's move on to kick and snare. So let's bring those in. And of course we have the hi-hats, rides, toms, and crash along with these. I've got a bit more room to turn the masters up. Nice. Now it's just slowly bringing in the bass. Let's get more saturation. Really saturate this bass, but turn it down. I like that because it really glues these two notes together. Sounds less like two layered sounds and more like one cohesive sound. All right, let's dial in some of the reverb we have going. Let's just listen to the nice long reverb. We also want to make space for some throws. Like that. So about halfway. That's alright. That's not too bad. I'm just jamming. I'm just having fun. This is not my masterpiece. So basically the performance tips that I'm going to work with is just muting things on this, also muting things with these levels, which is interesting because you'll never get it back to the exact same spot, which creates a really live mix. Reverb throws, also love to play around with the intensity of the delay and the timing of the delay because it goes like this. You can go. Also, I'm going to tweak the filter on this. That's nice. Going into the DM101 going into the delay, and that's about it. And you understand what I'm doing? Let's just have some fun.